Okay, last time we talked about Just Stop Oil was about 8 months ago on my main channel, where people were fed up with these oil activists blocking traffic and stopping people from getting to work. We even had a case of a mother who couldn't get her baby to the hospital because they kept blocking the way. We had them try to ruin Van Gogh paintings and art galleries, gluing their hands to the concrete, and just being like a general nuisance, right? And everybody was confused how this was possibly benefiting the climate at all, because, forcing cars to spend even longer on the road while on like idle or something, and therefore using even more gas, is probably harming the environment. Because if you block the road and, I want to go to the grocery store, I'm not going to stop in the road. I'm not going to leave until I get my groceries, so I'm going to spend more time on the road. But logic is obviously foreign to these people. Anyways, a lot of clips are now going viral where all of these activists are seemingly being arrested for causing public disruption. So recently, they tried to spray their orange color on Taylor Swift's private jet, except they couldn't even look up the correct registration and ended up spraying a bunch of random airplanes and didn't even reach Taylor Swift's airplane, which was on another part of the airport in a more secure location.
They're at it again, and this time the target is, of all people, Taylor Swift. The climate vandals cut their way in and spray-painted private jets at a London airport where the superstar's plane had just landed. Taylor is performing in London for 3 nights. Turns out these knuckleheads picked the wrong plane. It's not Taylor's.
Knuckleheads indeed. I mean, it's got to be just an honest mistake, guys. I just robbed the wrong bank, I just sprayed the wrong airplane, it seems like. And that should pretty much show anyone who was, divided on Just Stop Oil how absolutely incredibly incompetent they actually are. I mean, you can't even select the right plane to vandalize. That is absolutely insane to me. And, I understand what they were going for here. A lot of people are mad at Taylor Swift for using her private jet like 200 times a year and just flying around essentially to her concerts or whatever. But a lot of people love her as well, which excuses a lot of that criticism. I understand, wanting her to use the jet less, but I mean, trying to find out her plane and orange spray painted is completely stupid. I mean, you're obviously going to get arrested for this, and they actually were, which we'll get to later. But can you just explain to me how we can trust you to save the entire planet when you can't even get your information right? How do you expect people to follow your cause if you get so many things wrong all the time? I mean, the recent stunts that they've actually been doing have been getting worse and worse and worse, and they are pissing off more and more people. So you probably heard of this next one. They vandalized the Stonehenge in the UK, which is a historical heritage site made with obviously zero fossil fuels, right? This is a bunch of rocks. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know how that furthers their cause at all, but here's a video. I mean, honestly, just what absolutely insanely ignorant brats. I mean, why would you ever vandalize the Stonehenge? How does that further your cause at all? The only reason anyone would ever do this is if a rock caused a car accident that killed your entire family, and now you have some weird vendetta against rocks in general. That would maybe somewhat justify this, but for climate activism, I don't see how this is related at all. So obviously, the people that were trying to stop them, they were just like onlookers who came to visit this, tourist location here. And yeah, they were just trying to stop them. Like, you're destroying a piece of history. It's not cool, obviously. And I feel like, the UK is a little bit more lenient regarding this bullshit type of stuff. We had that TikToker Mizzy who was going around, pranking people, or like, stealing old ladies' dogs, threatening to kill people, all of that. And he barely got a slap on the wrist. And that was partly because he's a minor, but partly because the laws in the UK seem to be very lenient against criminals, it seems, which is why people can get away with this type of bullshit, which is exactly what happens when you don't give people harsh punishments and allow people to get away with crimes. So, some people were commenting saying, try that to the pyramids and see how the Egyptians respond, right? Because you might not be able to walk away, let's just say. Now, here's how some people responded to the situation. Do they support them or not?
I think it's terrible. Or this is, heritage. This is something that is beautiful. Why would you do that? I don't understand it.
It belongs to everyone, doesn't it? This history. So to just come and plonk something down, I think it's just plain evil.
It's just the wrong way to go about it. No, it doesn't make me like attuned to their message. I'm not looking at their message and going, wow, that's really having an impact on me. It's doing the opposite.
Just Stop Oil say that this is powdered paint and it should just come off in the rain, but the fact is it's been widely condemned, and English Heritage say they're sending specialists to now assess the level of damage.
Okay, so it turns out, obviously, they were lying about that. It actually did cause significant damage, and it doesn't just get washed away by the rain or anything like that. They have to actually spend a good amount of money to try and clean that, and it is forever damaged. Like, it seems some of the organisms on it, or the fungus or bacteria, I'm not too sure. Just Stop Oil actually responded on Twitter, the orange cornflour we used will soon wash away with the rain, but the urgent need for effective government action to mitigate the catastrophic consequences of the climate and ecological crisis will not. And they obviously got absolutely community noted. Lichen covers and protects the stones of Stonehenge. Damage to the lichen will mean that the stones are less protected from the pollution in the environment. Contact with the stones is limited to protect them. Okay, so congratulations. You've officially damaged something else. You might remember last time, they were going after all these paintings, and, when they threw the tomato soup on Van Gogh's painting, I think it was called Sunflower or something. A lot of people were saying that, it doesn't matter because they knew that it was protected behind a glass ceiling, or they put up a fake or some excuse, right? That, okay, the painting wasn't actually damaged. But what do you say here? All right, it was actually damaged. Okay, they did actually do some damage. And every time they disrupt these sort of events, there was like a pool competition or something like that. It's just a distraction for everybody. Okay, nobody wants to see it. They're not there to see that. I mean, even the official Twitter account for Stonehenge UK responded, Stonehenge is protected by the Ancient Monuments Act and is a criminal offense to damage the stones. There are also multiple rare lichen species growing on the stones that are also protected. Expect a prison sentence.
Time is 12:10. You are under arrest for conspiracy to interfere with national infrastructure.
It's ludicrous, but okay.
You do have to say anything that may harm your defence if you don't mention your own question, something you later on at court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. The grounds are that we've received information that between May and June of this year, you were part of group planning activity to disrupt national infrastructure, in this case airports, and that will lead to serious disruption.
Okay. Oil and gas means collapse. It means the loss of everything that we know. Our political system is absolutely broken. I've not done anything wrong. I'm a supporter of Just Stop Oil. They've come to my house and arrested me in my home. Please go to Just Stop Oil and sign up for action. I've not done anything wrong apart from be a supporter of Just Stop Oil.
Just pick her up, mind her.
This is my home. You cannot come to my home and arrest me.
Well, they just did, and they absolutely can, because you actually committed a crime. You went into an airport and sprayed the goddamn airplanes, okay? And let me just say, all right, let's use our little noggin up there. I know it's pretty empty, but let's try to squeeze some of that gray matter out, and let's start to think, okay? If you can get into an airport and spray the airplanes with some orange paint or whatever the hell you did, orange cornflower, whatever you call it, then what's stopping you from putting an explosive in the plane? I mean, they have to take some action. They can't just let people waltz into an airport and have access to the planes. All right, that is a serious security threat to everybody who uses that airport, everybody who uses those planes, and just, it looks bad for the police and the government and the city and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, you definitely deserve to get arrested. Saying that you didn't do anything wrong is what's the word delusional. There is a theory with Just Stop Oil that a lot of people are saying that they're actually secretly funded by big oil companies to, poison the climate activist cause and, turn people against the climate movement or whatever. But considering these people are actually going to jail, I feel like you have to be pretty dedicated to accept a prison sentence for something you don't believe in, right? Now, people are theorizing that the reason that they are so confident with all these stunts is that, when they actually do get arrested or when they get some sort of repercussions, they actually get to avoid prison, okay? Because they go there and then they get out in a day because they either have some big up contacts somewhere, or the system is just so lenient, or they can't charge them with anything, which is completely foreign to me. Because if you're recording yourself committing crimes, I mean, you're either a kick streamer or a complete moron, right? Which they fall into the latter, but I wouldn't be surprised if they became kick streamers either. Normal country, normal place. If you commit crimes, videotape them and post them online, you are getting arrested. You are getting destroyed. You are getting absolutely cooked, especially trying to mess with like a actual heritage site, something that speaks to the culture or the history of a nation or something like that. That is messed up. I mean, imagine you went to Dubai and tried to deface the Burj Khalifa. You would, bro, you're cooked. You're cooked. You're absolutely cooked. You are never getting out of jail ever. All right, I'm sorry. That's your entire life gone in an instant. So I don't know how these people have such big balls here. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Now, of course, Just Stop Oil is absolutely mauling on Twitter, getting ratioed on every single tweet. Revealed more raids footage. The police have so far arrested 27 Just Stop Oil supporters across the UK. This is not a democracy. This is a police state. Oh my god. Oh my god. How are you playing victim? Jesus Christ. But 27, that's a good number. Let's ramp those numbers up, huh? Please.
You're under arrest on suspicion of partaking in a conspiracy to interfere with key national infrastructure. The grounds of that information has been received by the police, which indicates that you were part of a plot to cause serious disruption to UK airports.
Sorry.
Yeah, that way.
I'm being arrested for suspicion of, I can't remember, what did you say it was, sorry? It's 5 a.m. I've just been woken up. I'm meant to be moving house today.
Just so you know, guys, with the power of arrests, we've got power to search the premises, okay? The Section 18.
Right.
So we're also going to be doing that, okay? Just looking for anything involved in, obviously, the plot to go to the airport to disrupt.
I'm being arrested for a conspiracy to cause public nuisance at airports this morning. We have no idea what's led them to this point, but here we are. This is our police state.
I mean, not gonna lie, as long as they keep them locked up, I would say this is amazing work, okay? This is exactly what they need to be doing. Finally, after a year of constant BS in several freaking countries across the world, somebody is getting arrested. I mean, I'm sure they've been arrested in other places as well, but at least we're getting some first-hand footage over here. And also, apparently, some of these people are being arrested before they can actually enact their plans. So somebody did some serious investigation, uncovered some of that insider info, and realized that some of these people were planning on doing some more vandalism elsewhere, right? So which is why these people are getting arrested before it even happens, because if they can, if they find your plan to do it, well, you will still be liable to those same charges. Now we gotta go all the way back to the very first instance of Just Stop Oil on the map, the Van Gogh painting, right? You guys probably recognize one of the girls there, a very iconic, very annoying. Well, she's back, and she's back yapping, and she's crying that people are getting arrested.
Hi, my name's Phoebe. I'm 22, and I'm from London. On Tuesday, my house was raided after I was arrested, simply trying to say goodbye to a friend at an airport. This is a clear attempt from the police to intimidate us, to try and scare us away from taking action this summer. But when there is so much at stake, resistance will not stop in the face of repression. You can help the resistance and be a part of this international uprising by donating to Just Stop Oil today.
Wait a minute. Okay, I ain't Einstein here, all right? But something ain't adding up, all right? Let's see. You went to the airport to, quote unquote, say goodbye to a friend, and that's why you got arrested? I'm sorry, I'm sure a lot of us have gone to an airport sometime and said goodbye to a friend somewhere. I don't know, maybe they're going to another country, another city. Maybe they're leaving for a work trip, something like that, leaving for vacation. None of us have been arrested for it. Strange. I didn't know saying goodbye to a friend was against the law, it seems like. Almost like you're fucking lying and you probably did something else, huh? And maybe your friend was the one vandalizing these airplanes and you are obviously part of the same group, so you're getting arrested, okay? You were the one that started. I don't know how you're not in prison right now. Now, it's already obvious that these Just Stop Oil protesters don't care about the facts or anything. They are an absolute cult who is only here to cause chaos any way they can and push their agenda any way they can. So one of them was actually confronted on TV by an actual climate scientist telling them that, hey, something's not adding up here. And their response to looking at the facts or looking at the data was to crumple up the sheet and throw it away. So when presented with facts, that is how they respond.
The point is, if we don't make this plan, if we don't put a plan in place by 2030, there is no plan to deal with catastrophic wildfires.
No. All those are less. All those, the extremes of weather, and except for heat, the IPCC, I've got the document there if you want, and I can tell you the reference to it.
And these are the climate bodies.
Well, let me just give you some facts.
Go on.
IPCC state, page 1856, the latest AR6 report, table 1212, that no more extreme droughts due to mankind, no more floods due to mankind, no more... I can go on right the way down.
This is the IPCC.
You're living in a dream world. If you think you've just denied the IPCC,
and you wouldn't be allowed to. We'd scrutinise that. It's giving you data.
Right. Yeah, so you won't debate.
So you've just thrown away a report from the climate department.
Amazing. That's how a reasonable person responds when presented with data and facts that, contradict their line of thinking. At least if you think they're misrepresenting the facts or something like that, look at it, maybe go through it and try to point out what is wrong about it. But if you just crumple up the paper and throw it away, it clearly shows you're in some sort of a brainwashed cult-like mentality where it's your way or the highway. I mean, it's just absolutely embarrassing. Congrats on embarrassing yourself on TV. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about Just Stop Oil. And I guess I'll see you next time then. Bye-bye.